Hey everybody, what's going on? My name is Justin Glover and welcome to today's presentation. The title of today's webinar is 3 Pillars of Your Mobe Marketing Strategy. So let's go ahead, dive right in because I got a lot of fun stuff that I want to share with you today and a lot of very important stuff that will help you create that well-rounded and consistent and consistently growing income that you guys are all after. So if you are here, it means that you're positioned in Mobe at some level and you're wanting to learn how to take those results to the next level as a consultant. So that's what we're going to talk about today. But first, really briefly, I just want to explain a little bit about who I am. My name is Justin Glover. I've known Matt since the very beginning days of me starting my business, and when he started his business, we partnered up together on a big affiliate contest back in 2010 and really connected. And since then I've watched Mobe grow into just this amazing company that is doing things in terms of like strategic innovation and growth that you just don't see in any other company. So I'm excited to be a part. If you would like to hear a little bit more about me, learn a little bit more about who I am, every Monday I do a webinar called How to Get Your Mobe Business Off to a Fast Start. So if you watch that webinar, I spend a few more extra minutes going into my story and how I met Matt and kind of how I ended up here. But basically, I just reached out to Matt in the middle of 2016 and asked him to be involved. I said, look, I want to be involved because I've seen just testimonial after testimonial after testimonial, lots of lives being changed, and that is something that I definitely want to be a part of. So that's the short version of who I am and how I got here. But again, I encourage you to, if you have not done so yet, check out Monday's webinar called Getting Your Mobe Business Off to a Fast Start. That way you can learn a little bit more about myself. All right? So I would like to actually know and hear from you guys that are here on the webinar live. Why are you here? You know, everybody here is positioned at Mobe at some level. So I want to know, why is it that you're here? What are you looking to learn on this webinar? What are you looking to accomplish overall in your Mobe business? Go ahead and type that into the chat box. Let me know. That way I can get a feel for who we have here, as well as let me know what you're positioned at. Are you silver, gold? Are you titanium? Are you a platinum mastermind member? Are you diamond? Where are you positioned in Mobe? So tell me those two things, and I'll run back through and read and get a feel for who we got here. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into today's training because, like I said, we've got a lot to cover, and let's go ahead and get started. So there are many of you here. All of us have different objectives, different things that we want to accomplish, different reasons why we're here in doing this business. One sort of all-encompassing reason, a goal for all of us, is to get the business in profit as soon as possible. All right, that's the goal of your Mobe business, is to get it into profit as soon as possible. And there's many different strategies to going and building an online business, as you can see from all of the different success stories that come from Mobe. People don't all follow one track to be successful in Mobe. There's many different ways to do it. And so I want you to be thinking about, what is the track that you're going to follow? What is the strategic plan that you're going to put together in order to build that well-rounded Mobe business that you're looking to build? And some strategies take a lot longer than others to perfect. Some strategies are more duplicatable than others. But this webinar is really going to talk about the 3 pillars of a successful marketing strategy for your Mobe business, and in what order you want to actually implement them. All right, so there's 3 pillars. We call them pillars. You can also call them customer acquisition streams or channels. Or as you'll hear in a moment, I refer to them as legs, 3 legs of a business. So this webinar, we're going to talk about all of them, but the point that I want you taking away from today's presentation, regardless of what you call this, legs, channels, pillars, whatever, each pillar, whenever you combine these 3, this is the formula, combining these 3 pillars to create a steady stream of leads, steady stream of buyers, and a steady stream of upgrades. So this is what gives us that well-rounded and consistently growing income that we're all after. All right, each pillar will work independently of itself, of each other, but when you put them together, they really make an extremely successful combination and give us the results that we're actually looking for. All right, so let's get into it and actually talk about these three pillars. Now, before I dive into this, I want to start by telling you a quick story. So in my second business that I ever created, my first business, I struggled for a little while, and then I had, I got some key knowledge and had some key conversations with a mentor who got me on the right track. And then that first business started doing pretty well. And I grew that first business to a multi-seven-figure business in about an 18-month period. My second business, as soon as I did that, I started a second business with a partner, and we did the same thing with that business in the span of about 8 months. But in that second business, I learned a very key lesson that has served me very well since that time and will serve you very well as also. So in that second business, we were at a point where we were generating, I don't know, between 160 to 200 new front-end customers into that business every day. So every day, a couple hundred new buyers into the business. And the way that we had set that business up, we were we needed those. We were relying on those buyers. All right, we couldn't afford for those buyers to go anywhere. But what happened is, all of our buyers, literally 100% of our customers that were coming into our business, they were all coming from one primary strategy, one marketing strategy. And one day, this platform that we were utilizing to get these customers, it decided that it was going to make a fundamental change to his business model. So when that happened, literally in about a 12-hour period, we went from bringing in 200 customers daily to 0. All of our customer acquisition went away in about a 12-hour period just because this one platform made this change. Now, that was a very painful experience for myself as the business owner, and ultimately that's the thing that caused that business to need to be shut down. We never did get caught up. We never did fully recover from that blow. As you can imagine, going from 200 new customers paying you every day to 0, that was a pretty big hit. And I struggled through that time quite a bit, actually. It was very painful because, like I said, we could not afford at the time for that to happen. We were dependent upon those customers. And during that process, I was talking with mentors and anybody and everybody that I could that had more experience than me to try to figure out, what went wrong and what can I do to not prevent that from happening in the future. And that's when I learned this really important lesson that I'm going to explain to you right now. I was talking to one of my mentors, and he told me, Justin, you have to look at your marketing strategy. When you go into any business, if you want to grow it, the very first thing that you got to do is you got to put together your personal, what we call a CAS, your customer acquisition strategy. And he said within any customer acquisition strategy that you create, it needs to be built of a minimum of 3 legs. And he said, I want you to look at it like this. How many legs does it take? Look at your marketing strategy as a tabletop. And how many legs does it take in order for a table to stand up on its own? He said, if you put 1 leg under this table, will it stand up? And I said, no. He said, what if you put 2 legs under this table? Will it stand up on its own? I said, no. He said, what if you put 3 legs under a table? Will it stand up on its own? I said, well, yeah, it will, actually. A table will stand up on its own if it has 3 legs. And if you put a 4th leg under there, guess what? That table's going to be more sturdy. If you put 400 legs under there, well, guess what? That table's going to be even more sturdy. But the very minimum legs that you need under any table in order for that table to stand up on its own is 3. And he said, that's the way you've got to look at your marketing strategy. You never want to build out a marketing strategy that does not consist of at least a minimum of 3 customer acquisition channels, 3 legs, 3 pillars. 3 streams of customers coming into your business from different ways. Because if you build your business around just one strategy, then if that strategy goes away, you're dead in the water. But if you got 3 legs, if you got 3 streams of customers coming in and one of them decides to go away one day, then you're not completely dead and you don't have to start over and you don't have to go through all of that pain that I went through. So after having this conversation with my mentor, I realized that I do indeed need to have a minimum of 3 customer acquisition channels. And so I made the promise to myself that I would never ever again go into any business and build any customer acquisition strategy, whether it's myself for my own personal business or if I'm teaching someone else. I would never build a customer acquisition strategy that did not consist of a minimum of 3 pillars. All right, so that's how this came to be. The big lesson that I took out from that is what I just said. Never build a business around a single customer acquisition strategy. You always want to have a minimum of 3 channels or pillars or whatever you want to call them. So from that time on, I started looking into all marketing strategies just like that table. All right. So hopefully by now you understand that it is very important that if you want to run a consistently a well-rounded Mobe business that consistently grows, you need to have customers being created into your Mobe business from 3 different ways, 3 different channels, maybe multiple funnels. And so that's what the purpose of this webinar is, and that's what I want to talk about right now. All right. So let's get into channel number 1. What is the first strategy that we want to follow? And pillar number 1 of this 3-pillared system is what we call guaranteed buyers. Now, as you've heard from Matt in the past, learning how to generate your own leads has its own learning curve, and we're going to talk about that next. But pillar number 1 has to do with getting your first of many buyers as fast as you can, because we know that nothing happens in Mobe until you create a customer. So if you're a new consultant, then the very first channel that you want to put in place, or the very first pillar you want to put in place, is the guaranteed buyers pillar. All right, pillar number 1 is just that. It's the easiest and quickest way that you can actually get the ball rolling in your Mobe business, and it's a very important channel to your Mobe business. It's a channel that you can't mess up. You spend X amount of dollars, you purchase X amount of buyers, and those buyers are guaranteed. They're guaranteed. If you buy 100 buyers from Mobe, it's guaranteed that those 100 buyers are going to be assigned to you. It's not like if you take that you could take that same money that you spend on those buyers and go do your own marketing, but nothing's guaranteed. You might get some clicks, but you're not guaranteed on how many clicks that you get. If you're not good at what you're doing and you don't know what you're doing, you could blow through a lot of money really, really fast and get 0 results. Now, you would have a really good learning experience because you would learn what doesn't work and what not to do, but that's not what I recommend most people start off with. All right, especially in the beginning, we want to start off with something that is a little bit more guaranteed to get you the result that we're looking for, because then we can take that result and we can parlay it into even more results. All right, so remember, Mobe goes out every day, and we spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on marketing the 21-step system, and we get buyers coming in every day that are not assigned to anyone because we generate them with our own marketing dollars. So you being an active member, an active Mobe consultant, you can basically raise your hand and tell your traffic coach that you want some of the 21-step buyers that Mobe generates, you want them assigned to you. And within a few weeks, it does take a little bit of time before those buyers get delivered, but within a few weeks, those are placed in your back office, and you're instantly going to earn a commission on those buyers and have the chance to earn extra commissions when they upgrade. Now, the delivery time on that usually is around 3 weeks. We'd like to try to get it sooner if we can, but usually it's 3 weeks. So whenever you place your order for buyers, then it would take 3 weeks before those buyers actually show up in your account and before you get commissions on that. Now, the reason that we do that is because we only deliver, these guaranteed buyers that we delivered are fresh buyers. They are new buyers that are raising their hand, that have just purchased and just said, you know what, I want to go through this 21-step system. So it's kind of like, if you think about it, walking into a restaurant and placing an order for food, you don't want the food to have been made 2 or 3 hours ago and just sitting there under a heat lamp, or even not under a heat lamp. You would like the food made as soon as you order it. That way it's fresh, that way it tastes the best. It's kind of the same way with buyers. You don't want buyers that purchased 2 or 3 weeks ago or 6 weeks ago. You want buyers that just purchased. That way you can do the next step in the process that is the most important step, and that is follow up with them properly. All right. Now, that in the past, that's all there was to it. You purchase buyers, and the place that you go to actually purchase these buyers is We Sell Good Traffic. You can talk to your traffic coach, let them know that you saw this webinar, let them know that you are interested in purchasing buyers. If you don't have a traffic coach, you can type that in here in the chat box, let me know. There are options to getting getting more traffic coaching sessions, or if you have a traffic coach and you just haven't used those sessions yet, now's a good time to reach out to them. Let them know that you're interested in getting this first pillar started and getting some guaranteed buyers from We Sell Good Traffic. Now, there's a little bit of a caveat with this. In the past, that's all there was to it. You purchase buyers from We Sell Good Traffic, and once they're placed in your back office, you sit back and you hope for the best. You watch the commissions come in. All the buyers get assigned a coach, and the coaches work with the buyers, work them through the 21 steps in hopes that they upgrade. Now, as part of the new traffic coaching curriculum, you've got a lot more control over the outcome of your buyers due to the new buyer follow-up procedures that we're now teaching everybody how to do. So when you purchase and invest in We Sell Good Traffic and get some of these guaranteed buyers, we're going to give you the training that you need to learn how to properly follow up with these buyers, because at the end of the day, proper follow-up and being diligent about the follow-up is the most important part of this whole process. So my recommendation is this: if you purchase and invest in We Sell Good Traffic, you need to have a follow-up machine built. And I recommend building it the way that we teach to build it, because you can follow up with buyers in a wrong type of way. And if you follow up with people in the wrong way, then you're going to scare them off, and you're going to jeopardize them actually connecting with their coach, and you're going to jeopardize them potentially upgrading. So you need to follow up in a very specific way. Your traffic coach can teach you how to do that. We even have some tutorials and trainings on how to actually go about doing that. So that's the key thing that you need to do. All right. Now, one of the things that all successful Mobe consultants do is this right here. They follow up with their buyers in addition to the follow-up that Mobe does. Okay. So this means they're reaching out to them and they're just helping them get in contact with their coach. And that's what you need to do. Any buyer you generate, anytime you generate a new 21-step buyer, whether it's from channel number 1, which is the guaranteed buyers, or whether it's from, channel number 2, where you're doing your own marketing and marketing the 21-step program, or if it's somebody that you meet in a grocery store and you give them your affiliate link and they go and sign up. It doesn't matter how you get the 21-step buyer. What matters is when you get the 21-step buyer, you actually follow up with them. All right, you reach out to them, and the primary goal and objective when you're following up with them is to get them in contact with their coach. That's it. So now we've given you access to some done-for-you emails, some email campaigns, and a daily checklist that you can literally just follow it. Every time you create a buyer, you just follow this checklist that we created for you. Step 1, you put them into your follow-up series, and step 2, you send them a message on Skype or on Facebook or text message or whatever. All right. So we help you get your daily checklist set up, and that will dramatically help you increase your chances of your new buyers actually consuming the 21 steps and working with their coach, being excited to work with their coach. And all that means is more people that you get, more of these guaranteed buyers will go through the 21 steps. And when you have more people going through and consuming the 21 steps, then you're just going to make more commissions. That's all there is to it. All right. Now, one quick side note is, if you have not seen it already, you want to make sure and attend this Friday's webinar training to learn more about that buyer follow-up process. All right, because I go into depth about how to properly follow up with your new buyers once you generate them, and you need to have your follow-up machine built, all right, before you go out and start implementing these different strategies. Okay, so having that consistent stream of guaranteed buyers coming into your back office that you can then follow up with, that is pillar number one. That is leg number one of your three-legged marketing table. Now, just like you can put 300 legs under a table and it'll be even more sturdy, you can have 300 channels or streams of customers coming into your Mobe business. But you're not going to have 300 channels today. It's going to take some time. We're going to focus on getting you 3 as fast as possible. And these channels that I'm explaining, these strategies that I'm explaining, they're just like going out and driving traffic. You've heard Matt say time and time again, and probably others say, that when it comes to driving traffic, you want to start with one method, get good at that one method, and then, and only then you add in the second one. All right? And then when you're good with that one, you add in the third one. So the first focus, if you currently are watching this webinar, if you're listening to my voice and you're here right now and you do not have 3 streams of customers coming into your business right now, then that is your first focus. What can you do to get these 3 streams of customers coming in as quickly as possible? All right. So that is it. The second pillar, let's go ahead and talk about the second pillar of your marketing strategy, and that is promoting the 21-step funnels. All right. Now, while you're waiting on these guaranteed buyers to show up in your back office, now, rather than just, once you're working with a traffic coach and you build out your follow-up machine, which doesn't take a whole lot to do, not a lot of time to build that. It's very simple to manage, but you need to get it built first. But while you're waiting on these new guaranteed buyers to show up, so you place your order, you got them coming in, the next thing that you can focus on is start working on your next pillar, and that is the 21-step funnel. So the 21-step funnel has many names. There's lots of 21-step funnels. There's the Wi-Fi Millionaire funnel, MTTB, Ultimate Retirement, Blueprints, Patriot System. There's a lot of them. All right. So any of them, they're all going through the exact same 21 steps. It's just a different front-end name so that you can target different audiences based on who your avatar is and who you're actually marketing to. All right, so this is your second pillar, because this is where you're going to go out and start building your long-term business strategy. All right, you're not here for quick and sporadic affiliate sales that don't come in consistently long-term. You're here to create a long-term business that's going to sustain you for years to come. And for that to happen, you need to create your own personalized marketing funnel as quick and easy as possible, and that's where your traffic coach comes into play. We can really help you get this system, this funnel set up. We've got some tutorials, we've got some share codes that we can give you where whenever you're building your funnel, you don't have to worry about going through the whole design process. We can give you a code, you plug it in to your ClickFunnels, and a done-for-you funnel pops up, basically. And all you got to do is just kind of edit it and connect it with your autoresponder, and you're off and running. So again, your traffic coach can help you with this. Reach out to your coach. If you've got a coach and it's been a while since you've talked to them, go ahead, reach back out to them. Let them know that you were on this webinar and that you would like their help setting up either one of these pillars. So the guaranteed buyer pillar, or pillar number 2, which is their own funnel to market the 21-step system. All right. Now, we've taken, with this new curriculum and what the coach can help you with, literally taken away weeks off of the normal learning curve, and we're helping consultants get their entire funnel set up in just a few days with the leverage of step-by-step video tutorials which we've created for you that show you the process of setting this up. All right, we're using this funnel as the second pillar because it's the easiest one to create that has the highest level of success for new marketers to the internet. All right, once your funnel is created and you're out successfully marketing the 21 steps, then you're gonna start to generate your own leads and get your own 21-step buyers from your own marketing efforts. So at that point, you're going to have buyers coming in from your guaranteed buyers from We Sell Good Traffic, and then you're going to be doing your own marketing where you have buyers coming in from the through your own 21-step funnel, and you're generating buyers that way. So then you got 2 streams of income, or 2 streams of buyers coming into your Mobe business. All right. Now, both of these streams are promoting the 21-step funnel. All right, the 21-step buyers. All right, We Sell Good Traffic, those are buyers of the 21-step system. and then you set up your own marketing funnel to generate those exact same buyers, all right, buyers of the 21-step system. But we want to diversify the income and the process in Mobe, so we're gonna add in pillar number 3. That's going to be promoting a different funnel. All right. So, but before I get to that, one final thing on promoting the 21-step funnel. These leads and buyers, they're going to come in inconsistently at first, and then as your skill set gets better, your leads and sales are going to start to grow faster. So for more on the strategy that we actually recommend to start promoting this funnel, you want to attend the webinar that I do on Wednesdays, because I discuss in detail what we call the Facebook hybrid strategy. And that is the marketing strategy that I recommend to go out and start promoting your 21-step funnel and generating your own 21-step buyers. All right, so be sure to tune in to Wednesday's webinar for that. And at this point, we've covered two marketing pillars. So you've got the guaranteed buyers coming in, and you've also got the 21-step funnel. All right, so we're promoting many of the different 21-step programs, 45-minute paydays, any of these that you see here on the screen. That is the second pillar. Now, that brings us to the third and the final pillar that I'm going to talk about in today's training, and that is marketing using the same Facebook hybrid strategy, but marketing a different funnel within Mobe, and that is marketing the I Am Freedom live events. All right. So the reason we include this pillar is because one of the main benefits of the live events is the sales rate at events is really high. They're really good. The event team is incredible at what they do, and if you get people to events, then they are very likely going to enjoy what they see and upgrade. So it's also a faster process. Whenever you get somebody to the events, then you have you've got a very good chance of them of getting that money back in a shorter period of time. Because the way the event funnel works is we market the free 2-hour live event, and if you get somebody, let's say that you get somebody to a free 2-hour live I Am Freedom workshop that we're having today. Well, if they invest at the end of that 2 hours, they decide they want to invest in the 3-day home business summit. That happens usually between 10 and 14 days later. So 10 to 14 days from now, you could potentially have somebody go to that home business summit and go all in, and you could earn, if you're a diamond consultant, you could have potential diamond commission come in within about a 14-day time period. So the ROI turnaround time is a lot faster with the live event funnel. However, we have it here as the third strategy. This is the third pillar, not the second one, not the first one, simply because the first pillar is the fastest way to get commissions coming in, and it's the most guaranteed. The second pillar, the reason we recommend marketing the 21-step system first is simply because it's easier to market. There's less of a learning curve. And the reason there's less of a learning curve is because when it comes to promoting these live events are all over the world. This week we might be in Chicago, next week we might be in Malaysia or Singapore or Hong Kong or the UK, and all of those different places are different demographics. And so there's a little bit more of a learning curve when in different and more factors to consider, more moving parts in order to be successful promoting this funnel. So the approach that we want to take is let's teach you a strategy, the Facebook hybrid strategy, to go out and start promoting on your own the 21-step funnel. And then once you're good and you've got some leads coming in, you've got consistent customers coming in into the 21 steps from your own marketing, at that point, then you can take that same strategy and then just go and market a different funnel. All right, that way you're not wasting you're not blowing through time and money on promoting a funnel that's just a little bit more difficult to go out and promote. All right, so in the 21-step funnel, your buyers have to go through the first 6 steps before ever offered to buy anything. All right, now this is great value for them, but it puts you in somewhat of a waiting period to see how your buyers are going to actually perform. And so they continue through the process, and eventually they purchase the masterminds, and eventually they upgrade to higher positions. Now, like I said, people that attend the live events, basically they skip the 21-step process because the 3-day home business summit is equivalent to them going through that 21 steps. So the percentage of people who upgrade to platinum and diamond at the event, it can be a lot higher than anything else out there, especially since they have the financing department at these events to really help the process along. So on the ROI on marketing live events, it's a lot greater, and it can happen a lot faster than other offers, which is why we have it included here as one of your pillars. But like I mentioned, we don't start with this one simply because there is a little bit more of a learning curve, and if you're a new marketer and you've never placed ads on the internet, you need to start by placing ads to something that you can get a little bit quicker results with. All right. So let's take a moment, and those are the 3 marketing pillars. So let's take a moment and actually think of this entire business model as a whole, so you can see why this three-pillared approach works so well. And then we can go from there. All right. So pillar number 1 is your guaranteed buyers. You get them on their way, and they're steadily coming into your account from We Sell Good Traffic. All right. Pillar number 2. You're in the marketing game. You're marketing your 21-step funnel. You're generating leads. You're getting some sales inconsistently at first, but that's okay. After a few months, continuing to scale up your efforts, you're going to get even better results. And then number 3, you're following up with all of your buyers, whether you generated them from yourself or if you purchased them. You're going to be following up with them, helping them connect with their coach, going through the 21-step process in hopes that they purchase silver or gold and eventually upgrade even further. So you're going to be seeing sporadic commissions show up in your back office from all of these efforts. Once you've got that part down, you've got your We Sell Good Traffic guaranteed buyers coming in, you're doing your own marketing, preferably using that Facebook hybrid strategy or whatever other marketing strategy you want to use. You're marketing your own funnel, promoting the 21-step system, so you got buyers coming in from there. All of those buyers are going into your follow-up machine. You're properly following up with them, so you're actually maximizing your income. And then the next thing is you also have people attached to you that are attending the live events. They purchase while they're there, so then you're also seeing the large commissions coming through very quickly from those people. Now, this entire scenario, this gives you a well-rounded and a consistently growing Mobe business. All right, that's the purpose of this. That's the reason that we recommend this particular approach. You don't want to just have one customer acquisition stream in your business, because if that stream happens to go away, then you're dead in the water and you're starting all over. All right. It's not guaranteed that you're going to get good results out of the gate. However, if you stay the course and you continue to pay attention to each pillar, and you're diligent and you don't actually start another pillar too soon, so you do this in order and you make sure that you get one pillar up and running before you start adding the second one, as long as you do that, then you're eventually going to have a very successful Mobe business of your own. All right, so one of the things that I would like to ask you to do, if you have found any value in this webinar today, if you've enjoyed the information that I've shared with you, my suggestion is come back tomorrow. There's going to be another webinar. Come back next week. Every Tuesday I'm going to be doing this same exact webinar, and bring a friend when you come back. Bring somebody on your team, bring somebody in your downline. Let them know that there's value to be offered here in these webinars. And my personal request from you, if you did find this helpful, thank you so much for telling me in the chat box. But in addition to that, I would love it if you would go tell somebody else. So the ideal place to do this is go into the Facebook groups. Let them know. Say, hey, I just attended the Tuesday traffic webinar called The 3 Pillars of Marketing Your Mobe Business. It was awesome. Here's a couple of the takeaways I learned, and share it with them. Let them know that they need to have get themselves to this webinar next week. And that will help us continue to grow, continue to get better. And I appreciate all of you for showing up and hanging out. And I look forward to seeing you on the next webinars. So that being said, let's go into a few questions. And so just type in your questions here in the chat box. Let me know what you have, and we'll get some questions.